Alright, you boys have a good day.
We will.
Ah! What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
When I was like 1, we moved to this town, which for the sake of this video, I'll be naming Odie. Don't ask. And when my brother and I were finally enrolled in school, my parents were always super busy with work. You see, my dad worked at a high school friggin' 30 minutes away in a completely different town, and my mom worked at a hair company. It was actually a pretty small company, nothing big, but the job had her work so long that she wouldn't be home until later in the day. So after school, our parents weren't around to pick us up, or if we took the bus, they wouldn't be home. And they definitely did not want their 8 and 5-year-olds home alone. So they enrolled us in an after-school program known only to the unfortunate few who were forced to go as the Boys and Girls Club. Now this place, for what it was meant to be, wasn't bad, but the kids and staff there, and what the place became thanks to them, is just a whole other story. A story that I'm going to share with you today. Just to warn you though, some of these stories are absolutely stupid and ridiculous, so if you're allergic to stupidity or something, this video is not for you. Without further ado, onward! So this first story happened when I was like 6. There was a park across the street from the club, and naturally they would take the kids to play there sometimes. And one time, they brought a group of kids that I was in. I was swinging on the monkey bars, doing my own thing, but then when we were going back inside, I saw that my hand was almost completely covered in blood. You see, we were out there for about an hour, and I was swinging on the monkey bars for basically the whole time, so naturally blisters began to form on my hands, and they must have popped and became bloody. Anyway, I had to go to the nurse, and it was a whole mess. The next day, my dad told me not to go on the monkey bars, which I said okay to. When we got to the playground that day, I looked at the monkey bars and touched one of them with my hand, but I never swung on them. When my dad picked me up that day, he asked if I had gone on the monkey bars, which I said no to, but he didn't believe me. He thought I had lied. Like, dude, what's the point in lying? You're gonna find out by seeing if the blisters are worse. Anyway, my hand eventually healed and I've never touched monkey bars since. Well, except for that one time in the 3rd grade and I almost broke my leg, but we don't talk about that. This next story didn't happen while we were at the club, but how it worked was basically everyone who was going to the club after school would sit in the halls and wait for the buses to arrive, which would drive us there. But one time while we were waiting, there was this girl next to us. Let's call her Karina, the younger version of Karen. This child had a serious anger problem. She would constantly scream at people over the smallest things, and so she became the target of being made fun of. But it was never anything serious, just small snarky remarks and such. And one time my brother was making these jokes about her, and she got so angry that this 1st grader said to my 2nd grade brother and kindergarten me the poo-poo word and called us female dogs. You can probably tell what those words are meant to be replacing. So then the friggin' principal came out and she screamed at us. Maybe my brother shouldn't have been making those jokes, but that doesn't excuse Karina's behavior. And then the funny thing is, when she was done yelling at us, she looked over at Karina and said only one word before returning to her office. Language. That's it. No scolding for her, no punishment for swearing, just...
language.
If that isn't bias at its finest, I don't know what is. I don't know what happened to that girl, but I hope she's somewhere where swearing isn't allowed. Next story. So my older brother had 2 friends, who I'll be naming... They were twins though, so we'd call them the twins, so that's what I'll be calling them. So here, it was the end of the day, and the speaker had called our names for dismissal, and for some reason the twins decided to follow us to the lobby. All we had to do was go down the stairs and to the lobby, and our dad would have been there waiting for us. But the twins and my brother, being the goofballs they are, thought it would be funny if my brother stood at the end of the stairwell, and I turned around on the stairs and jumped back into his arms. It was stupid, sure, but it was kind of fun. But one of the times we did it, I jumped back into him, and he fell into an outside door, opening it, which for some reason sounded the fire alarm. Yeah, this is the one from the intro. It was so funny too, the whole building came running down the stairs, and someone had to come on the loudspeaker and say it was a false alarm, which it technically was. And if you thought that was bad, oh boy do I have the story for you. because I've saved the best for last. A story that single-handedly defined us for the rest of our time there. So, it was the end of the school day, and this time they had us wait outside for the buses, in front of the school. And my brother and his friend, let's just call him Argyle, were there kind of just play fighting. But my brother must have let out a powerful uppercut because he accidentally... I was sitting at the stairwell to the school, and a little kid was next to me, and I had to give him something from my bag to shield his eyes because he was so scared. Argyle had to go to the ER, and it was a total mess. Thankfully, I remember them actually making up, but woof, what a story! The Boys and Girls Club was an interesting experience, for better or for worse. Overall, I loved it. It has a special place in my heart, and I've made so many lifelong memories there that I have now immortalized into a YouTube video. Also, if any kids or staff from there are watching this video, you guys were really annoying. Except Kyle, who ran the computer lab. That's not his real name. He was cool. Eventually, we moved to a town which I will call Hill Onion. Don't ask. But we've been living out here for the past 6 years, and it's been great. I've made so many lifelong friends out here. My brother had a transformation, and me not so much. But overall, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I did have to trade the Boys and Girls Club for it. When we first moved out here, our parents signed us up for another after-school program, and it had a lot of drama too. But that's a story for another time. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me, and I'd appreciate it if you liked, comment down below if you want to. Maybe subscribe, again, if you want to, not at all forcing you. And then here are my socials here if you want to check them out. I have my second channel there and my Twitter account if you maybe want to give them a follow and subscribe if you want to. Also, I just wanted to let you know that I made a joke at the beginning of the video where my mom worked for a hair company, and I said it was a small company, and as it turns out for you guys to learn about it, because I've known for years, but the CEO of that company is actually really good friends with my mom. We're basically like family friends. So if you're watching this video, I just want to let you know that that was a complete joke. The joke is that I said it was small, but the screen said, like, it showed these large numbers to show like how big the company was. So yeah. And one more thing I have to say before I go is that the reason I've been absent for the last 2 years is because well, a multitude of reasons. Just honestly, I've just been having trouble finding motivation to do this YouTube thing, but I don't know, I feel like I finally found it. I feel like I finally got a strong grip on it, and I feel like I'm really going to get the ball rolling with this video. So, just again, thank you for watching, and I have a lot of fun stuff planned for the future, but for now, that's all from me. Have a great day, and as always, don't die. That'll be my catchphrase now.